I just bought a business. Now what? In this video, I want to talk about if you're buying a business or you just recently purchased a business, what can you do to lower your stress levels and be prepared with a plan so that you can not only succeed, but that you can also thrive, grow your business. So let's get into it. Having helped with my fair share of business acquisitions, I can say pretty certainly that it's a stressful situation. I think as you're going through the purchasing of a business, you're worried what's going to go wrong. How do I just even make sure that this thing does as well as it's been doing, right? That's, I think, the worry of the person, the business owner buying a business. But here's the thing. In almost every case, the previous owner will have been much, much more inefficient than you can be. And so I always find there is way more cream here, way more room for you to be able to grow your business and for you to be able to grow it at a level much higher than the previous owner. So with that, you just bought a business. Let's talk about what we can do. The first thing that you want to do is just take a deep breath and get a really good audit of all of your assets and everything that you have, especially when it comes to marketing and on the web. So that means your website, your Google business profile, social media campaigns, CRM, email lists. These are, you want to get an accounting of all of these assets. What do they look like? Make sure you have access to all of them and make sure that those are good to go. Let me make sure on my list here that was everything. Oh yeah, and any paid marketing channels. I knew there was one more. So, what kind of marketing are they doing? What kind of paid marketing are they doing? So you want to get a really good handle on all of those, all of your assets that are producing marketing for you. In the end, most businesses are buying a customer list, some active customers, and a Google business profile and a website. That's what you're buying. So those are kind of the most important pieces to make sure that you have. Number two, now that we have this accounting of all our assets, what do we want to do? We want to look for quick wins. So paid channels are especially the best place for these quick wins. Typically Google ads, LSA ads, Google LSA ads. If you're a local service business, these local service ads are really good. Any other places where you can find quick customers, implementing systems, automation, automating reviews, getting more reviews, print materials like, if you have contractors that go out into the field, having them go leave a few door hangers after every visit, implementing, putting in yard signs, anything you can do to kind of boost up your current marketing with very little effort and with in a profitable way. Google ads for most local businesses is going to be a profitable. You can get there profitably if you have a high enough average ticket. LSA ads, those are a good place. They're not going to be the best over time, but they're really good places to start getting some wins and start kind of developing those marketing channels. And then, like I said, anything that just kind of gets your name out there. So that's kind of step number two. Look for those quick wins. Then number three is look for the long-term wins, right? This is where we get into your website, your Google business profile, local SEO, right? Local SEO, probably above all else, is going to be the best cost per lead to get new leads in your system. That's the best place to look. So what are you doing there? What can you do there? How do we start to develop that? The Google business profile, the website. And on top of that, though, you want to look at your brand. How is your brand? Does it resonate? Is it obvious to understand? Is it easy for people to pass that information on? And I always say the best brand is one where you could walk up to somebody at a party, say your brand name, walk away, go back up to them 3 hours later and ask them what was the brand that you told them. If they can tell you what it was, that's probably a really good brand. If they kind of have an idea, if they don't have any clue, if they forget, or they can't spell it, or you can't pass it on easily right, brand is that word of mouth. So look at your brand. Is there some wins there? Is there some things with your brand that you can do to improve your brand? And then I think the last thing would be, I guess the website, making sure it's navigatable, it works on mobile, so website development, which is kind of SEO, but kind of separate, right? What can you do to make it? Is it easy for people to call your business, right? Is it easy for people to sign up? When someone signs up on your website, does it get to you? Are the phone numbers all getting to you? Are you tracking your phone numbers? Are you tracking things on your website, on your ads? Is everything being tracked properly? Do you have reports that show you how much you spent per, on Google ads, on LSA ads, on SEO, and how much you spent, how many leads you received? All that, those kind of things can help really you want to run it like a business, right? So that's what I do with new businesses, with acquisitions. If you're acquiring a business or you want to talk more about your business, feel free to give me a call, shoot me an email, josh@brightbeamseo.com. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow.